is one of those 40 homes that was damaged during last night's storms. 2 trees actually fell on the outside. They've since been removed, but you don't really get a feel for how bad the damage is until you step inside. This is the hole in the fence that family says that suspect entered and grabbed their 8-year-old girl. You can further extend your reach with a towel or a pool noodle. You can also use a shepherd's hook and also a life preserver. Those are all good items to use if you're trying to save someone from the water. Karen Dorian, she was at this rally here. Karen, talk about what the atmosphere was like when they made the announcement that this passed. Right behind me, this is I-95 at the Overland Bridge. This is one of several areas that's been under construction. Authorities say Officer Ortiz would take money from people during traffic stops. When someone is arrested, police will take inventory from the vehicle. Neptune Beach police tell us that's how Ortiz stole the money. The police say they received 3 complaints in regard to this. Her son was traveling with 2 others here on Duval Station Road. Their vehicle was struck by another vehicle. Their vehicle actually ended up hitting this tree. With grocery stores being able to sell liquor, David's worried more alcohol could get into the wrong hand. Connor deputy was walking down this boardwalk. He gets to the end and notices blood pouring out of his foot. These are tree roots. I'm 6'4". These roots, as you can tell, go well above my head. Those roots, of course, are attached to a 65 to 85 foot tree that was toppled in the storm.
My daughter's life was cut short.
Balloons, angels, and a photograph mark the place where 24-year-old Jamie Wilson took her very last breaths.
She was a pretty girl, still is, you know, she's just an angel.
Deputies say she was shot and killed outside this West Augustine home.
It's unfathomable.
Now Jamie's mother.
Johnny, please come forward.
Grandmother.
Can you please turn yourself in? This is too heartbreaking.
Now come on out.
Uncles and others.
Because this ain't going nowhere.
Have one
Please.
simple plea.
Please come forward. We don't need anyone else to lose their life. Please. Her family encouraged her to leave, and yes, we did.
Mother Zamitra Carswell says she only knew Johnny briefly, but family knew him just enough to form a consensus.
I didn't get to know him well, but I did get to know that there was some domestic issues, and I didn't think he was going to kill my daughter.
Uncle Jalay Carswell says family is also begging for answers after lingering frustrations and limited information. He says they were never able to ID Jamie's body.
We understand that this was a heinous scene. We understand what type of images would have been viewed just only by the information that was provided to us.
Family says they have another message for Johnny Williams. We'll hear you out.
We're not asking for a shoot to kill. We'd like to know what his side of the story is. He deserves that.
After a daughter, granddaughter, and angel was taken without warning.
I don't understand this, but I'm leaving in God's hand, and you know, that's all I could do.
Squeeze your abs, engage that core.
Where many families share flesh and blood,
It's a community, it's like a family, and it's certainly a family here.
CrossFit families share sweat,
Good, Lori, there you go.
and this week, tears.
Is everybody ready?
Right off the bat, we just became immediate friends.
CrossFit Camden owner Dave Schumacher says in just 6 months of the intense fitness regimen, Suze Kilner stood out.
Came in here every day, worked so hard, always had a smile on her face. Super, super great person. Loved everybody. Everybody loved her.
Sunday afternoon, the mother of 4, originally from Australia, was biking with her husband on the McKay River Bridge in St. Simons when she was struck from behind, the driver fleeing the scene. Suze was pronounced dead.
It's like a family here. It's like losing a family member.
It's the kind of pain that you just never, ever want to experience. I literally fell to the ground at one point.
Dave says continuing CrossFit classes seemed impossible, but then he thought about Suze.
She would really be pissed at me if I didn't have these people come in here and work out.
Plank it out, good, all the way full range.
And through the pain and the tears, Dave held CrossFit classes.
I think Suze would have been a little upset if we'd have stopped and not had a class.
Workouts now dedicated to Suze.
One of my coaches was telling me last night, like, man, my abs are really, really sore from the workout we did for Suze, and I bet she's just up there laughing.
While the CrossFit family presses on, Dave wants drivers to hear this.
You need to slow down. You need to pay attention to what's going on. There is nothing that pressing that you need to get to or do. You need to pay attention on the road.
In Kingsland, Jason Rantala, First Coast News. Any of you guys like to vote? Hemming Park. Downtown Jacksonville's headquarters for everything from chess to giant chess and just general unwinding during midday of a work week. The perfect place to bug people with political questions, like who they want to see in the White House.
Would you like to vote? It's a fun part.
Respondees at first were slow.
Completely scientific.
Hey, who wants to vote? We got a marker. Before hitting us like waves.
I do.
Who are you voting for?
Oh, it's really easy. I want a female in office.
It was fair to say support for Hillary Clinton started early.
I am going to vote for Hillary.
Seems like the most practical thing that aligns with my ideas.
I have a mother, I have a daughter, so I'm for a leader, a woman that's a leader and that's trying to help the people. I'm for it any day.
So let's go with the old man.
Bernie Sanders also receiving support right out the gate.
Could you write it in for me?
Same with Donald Trump.
With Congress behind him and the Senate and everybody else behind him, it should be a change.
I don't agree with everything he says, but to me, a businessman would always make a difference, especially when it comes to the economy.
Donald Trump? Definitely not.
But what about Cruz, Rubio, and...
How you pronounce that?
Yeah, I'm a Cruz man just because he's a constitutionalist and limited central government, and I believe that's the way the country was founded and should remain.
Of course, not everyone has their mind made up.
The rest of them I don't know anything about, so I couldn't tell you.
After more than an hour of polling in the midday heat, we call it a day. As the sounds of the park play us out.